Hi, so welcome again to my channel. My name is KARENPO and we're actually now starting again for the week and having another featured, like not really featured. It's just the artist chosen for this week is none other than, so we start with J-Hope on Saturdays. Now we're actually catching up with BTS as I've like for a long time haven't really reacted to the earliest songs of BTS, and I think we stopped because I'm looking into to my contents yesterday and today. I was really double checking what we're gonna react today because the last video of BTS, the old songs that we have, is actually reacted to Young Forever, and it's just so long. It's just I don't know if it's like a year or a year and a half it's been. So we're actually going back to BTS this week because I really miss it, and it's just so the next album actually is one of is it is my favorite album of BTS, which is Wings. And that's it is so exciting. This is so exciting because I've really wanted to digest everything. No, not digest. Uh, what is it called? It's like when you really what you call for an forensic scientist is really what is it called? I forgot what it's called. It's like in a case, if a murder case, like they're really opening up. I forget the term that they use. It's like more of not really digest, not really also inspect. I was like, there's an appropriate word on it, so I couldn't really digest on. Let's just move on. I might remember it later on. So as I really want to pick on everything on this things because it's like if like most of like not most of like I think all of the fans know that Wings is done so beautifully and it's a masterpiece. And if it, from the music, photos, the theme, the concept is actually so well done. I couldn't really it is so well. So and it's one of the top lists in the favorites if you're really an early fans of BTS. It is, and that's this is the start also what they've started, what you call this, be known like internationally, and was also awarded for the album of the year, which is well deserved. It is so well deserved. So as we go on to the Wings album, so we're just gonna pick on everything as I said, because what I also love of this Wings is actually released on my birthday month and Jimin's month, which is October. So it is released on was released on October 10th, 2017. I think this is I forgot the year. I think so, 2017. It is, yeah, I think so, because or 16, because that because they've done the Wings tour on my birth country, which is the Philippines, and it's just so. And I never remember my dad because he knows. I think he knows the one who's organizing the event, and he asked me. I remember he asked me, and uh, I do you want a ticket? So, and then I said, "Oh, who's the artist?" And I was like, "Oh, BTS. You know them?" Like, I don't know. So it's so good. Thank you. And it's one of my regrets. One of my regrets also is not going to BTS House of BTS when I came in South Korea last 2019. So it's one regrets in anything related to BTS. One of, and I should have watched this. It might be change in my life, but I think so. It is also, I believe that there's a timing in everything, and I think I BTS came into me at my right time of my life. So it is good, so good. Like it's okay. And then having this one, the Wings. they have actually made a sneak peek, because before this one they have two music videos from, because they finished the Young Forever, which is the HYYH, and the Youth, the Most Wonderful Moments in Life, which is the youth theme of BTS. And the last two insert on the full length is actually Fire and Save Me, and that's introduce the end of that music video. They introduce a boy meets Wath and boy meets dot 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 or the when the computer, when you're typing in the computer, the highlight on that one. So it is just this is what I've also an inspiration for BTS is how the hard work, how they do that one. The hard work is that they are promoting their finished album, and at the same time, during that time, they actually doing and already know what they want to release, and that's why they connected on that one. And it is, and the first song of this album is Boy Meets Evil, the introduction. And before we go on to that one, this album also, it's a good thing to for this team to be introduced after their youth era, which is for me, youth, the wonderful moments of your life feels as the more of the youth, that the experiences of youth, different kinds, but it's much more of a depressing. And this one, Wings, is actually also connects more, also can be connected as a youth going through adulthood and having this the word, or encounter the word temptation. And this go on because it's relatable, and that time actually is the time that the members is actually having this period also in their lives, which is, that's why it is so relatable and it's so good. And having this one of the Wings from the album itself, it's what I love about this one. So before we go on, I think that, like, I don't want to really go on much further before we go on, but this one, the introduction, and this one, the Wings, is even the album, like the album itself, like the graphics or the design is actually so well done. It is connected to the song itself, and that's what you call artistic. Like, they've shown it. I think they gave the not 100, like more than 100. It's like much more of a 500 over 100 that they give in this one album. So that's why it is so good. And in this this is more of also process of the growth. And as we, because that time the age of the members is actually different, but it is like it is like the youngest, Jungkook, is um like is in the high school to college, and then they have the college one, and then they have uh the ones that not continue to study, which is RM Suga on that time. But the thing is, in this one, it is so relatable at the stage of their lives also, and that's what they've always been doing since the start of their debut. And that's why they open up their team in school, because most of the members is in school, so it is, so that's why. And having this one, this Wings era, is what you call this, yeah, as I've said, it's the process of growth, you know. And this, and what I also thought about in this Wings is there's transition of growth. It is so fast. I think so. It is so fast that if you go on through the journey, is actually, it's that's what they've also encountered, is the fast changing, since they're in idols and everything, is that changes can be a blink on them. And I think also on this one is like the growth that I felt on Wings. It's not really, it is so, like the growth that they have, they've gone through like much more mature growth and much more, because after the Wings, I think so, it's a Love Yourself. As we go on through the Love Yourself, it is like, for me, it comes off the growth on this one. It's not really forced, but it is so quick that they don't have the time to really, that they have time to reflect, that they have the songs and the realization on this one. But the thing is just, I don't know, for me the process of growth takes time, because as I've also said to my close friends, even family, said that my growth is actually, it is so, I took the long way. I always took the long way. But that long way has an ups and down. It's a long way for me. It's a time to really, it's also a long time for me to reflect on things. But it also, like, I also, like, I admit, like, waste a lot of time on that long growth for me. And that's really depends on the person. It is. So on that process of growth, it's just so that changes are happening and everything. And that's why I always said this change, it is so, like, you can't really, like, stop change, like changing, and there's always change in everything, even in your life, or if everything that surrounds you. So even the technology, it just keeps changing. It just have the iPhone one, iPhone, what it is, 13, and then going to 14, and then 15, and it's also on Samsung's and everything, and it's this a series. And it's just so that because I've watched something on a Facebook feed, and it's just so that it's also correct that change can be bad, but the process of change is good. So, like, the it is so scary of change, but if you really look into it, it's just so, in a positive note, it's just so beautiful. The lessons, the experience that you've commented, that you can learn on that process, it just makes you, uh you know, grow, and also become you, what you are today. And that's the only thing that that I've seen on this one. It's just Wings. It's just, for me, the I think so, that's why the Wings that they portray on this era, Wings era, is black. That is also what I've decipher decipher on the Wings, because Wings, usually we see it white on like, if there's an angel and devil. But the thing is, on these Wings, it's just so, it is black. And it is like they portray it all the way to, it is also representing the darkness. So it is so a lot of symbolism on that they use in that one. But I think so, one of also can be, it's just so the process that they've gone through on this album is just so quick. The of like, for me, it is just so different, because, I take the long way. And I don't know why I always take the long way, but it really depends on you. And the lessons on that process, it what's important, if you learn what the learnings and everything experience that you came on that one. So that is what I came. And this one actually introduce the the solo songs within the album. And that's what I love about that one. They introduce it timely on Wings, because Wings is a temptation. It's just so the temptation comes to you. It is a solo fight within yourself, and it's so that's why it is so timely that they have solo songs within the album, because it shows also the reflection in each member, and the growth that they've come through, and and as individual and as a group, and that is so wonderfully, you know connected and decided. So it is, there's a lot of things to talk about it. So like, I'm not sure, like, it is so thrilling to me, because I'm just so biased with BTS, but as I've said, I've also looked into other artists, not just for really to know what's the what you call this, to be just, in to be in and know the trendy, things that are happening, but really to also learn different things from this album this artist that I've reacted to. And that's the wonderful things that can be done in just, an album. And that's what we're doing, and reacting and reviewing. So that's why we go on, and really excited to really hear again the songs of Wings. It is so, because as I've said, like, the the things that you really reflect and, like, learn from the song that you hear, it depends really on what state of your life you go on. So there are songs that really, if you hear it for the first time, it has different, like, it differs, like the emotion that you felt, the reaction, the insight that you've gained on that one. And when you hear it now, from the first time that you hear it, let's say it's just been a year, or like, if like we're reacting to now, when's the time that Wings have released? 2017, so it's been like 18, 19. See, I calculate 6 years ago. 6 years ago, as in, it is so different from now. So it really, you have different opinions and also different on that one, which is actually so great. And that what makes a song a really, may make can be called a masterpiece. It's just so, it goes on, because a song really will last for a long time if it pass on, and that's the only thing that it can survive, a song. So that's what we're doing today. It's really passing on, so the stories, the insight, the learnings on the songs, and that's why we're reviewing it. I got a lot to say because it's BTS, because I'm so biased with BTS. As I been, because they are the first one that really touches my heart. Um, so that's why I really, because I'm really picky. If so, like, my family and close friends will know on that one, and the ones that really been close to me doesn't now, they know how much a person am I. So picky and everything. It's just so a different picky. Um it's just so, I have a term in Filipino. It's just so, we have their own, like, arte. The arte, I'm not sure what it's called in English, but the arte is, it's the other term of picky, because you have picky with clothes, we have picky with food, with, the preference and everything. So it's just so we have different arte in our life. So that's what I so that's why I'm so different and common in everyone. So they always have, why is so different, even from the food, the taste of food. It's like, some of them is just so good, even the smell. It's like, for me, it's just so, like, I'm bluntly said, oh, it's just so it smells so bad for me, so that's why. But if it's so good, like I could, like my friend, I remember my friend asked the waiter, because it's my birthday celebration. We went to a buffet one, a fine dining. Oh, as no, no, not a fine dining. It's a buffet one, and then like I really love the smell of the waiter. I told him, that waiter smells so good, and I was like, so, and this, and then the waiter, that waiter comes back to us, and it's like confidently and bluntly asks, "Oh, what's your perfume? My friend likes your perfume." I was like, so embarrassed at that time, but it is so, like it is so different, picky, but like it really depends on your preference. That's why it is. So going back on BTS, I am so a lot of things to talk on that one. So if you look into the photos of the Wings album, we go on to everything I told you, to the photos itself. The first group photo that you can see on their website. Speaking of their website, well, the first time that I've come to the website is like when you see the discovery under BTS, they actually have under BTS they have the solo members already put it out, and because they started promoting solo, so they put it out there. But the thing with the website, because I thought the link is not working, but if you actually click the right click on your mouse, the and open in a new tab, it actually goes on through the correct link, which but when I first click the button, the clickable button, is it doesn't go through. I don't know what is happening, but it goes the right way later on when I click it. So having on this one, it's just so with the schedule. So if, as I've said, if you're not putting like any content on the one, just don't put that one. The label, even the label, just don't put it. Take it out on the website. So it just doesn't, even though that it doesn't have much on the web, it says on the website, but there's nothing on it, so it doesn't make sense why you put it there. As an IT graduate, I always, so if you ever if you want to, if you're an IT graduate, please help Big Hit. It's under Big Hit still, but Big Hit is under Hype. So if you look into it, please, Hype, if I'm available to really correct the website, your website, so please. I've actually tried submitting one. I don't know where it goes, but then never mind. So on this, the photo on the Wings album is that they're lining up in a what you call that one? It just so that one, just this with no bed frame. So I'm not sure if it's a comforter or just I don't know, but that the futon, that's what it's called. It's a futon. It's just a futon on that one with the bed, and they're all lining up. What you call this? They're just sleeping, and no, lying down, not sleeping, lying down. But the only one whose eyes are closed is actually Jin, and that's also signifies what Jin's role on the as I've said, the universe that they've introduced us on that one, which Jin is the main character on that one, and the only it's also the main character on their music video Blood, Sweat and Tears, and also like the last member who have the solo song, which is the Wake, which is much more of a conclusion of the album, and it's just so that also represents why the other members have their eyes open. It's just so they are the ones who have been tempted, as I've said, tempted on that one. So that's why, and that is also why I'm not sure of of why Jungkook and Jimin, since the songs that they've actually is corresponding. But let me check on the because after Begin is Jungkook, Lie is Jimin, Stigma is V, First Love is Suga, and Reflection is RM. Mama is J-Hope. And the thing is with Awake is actually with Jin, it just so that the first two members, like the last two members is Mama and Awake, which is correspondingly to J-Hope, and Jin, they are in the middle of the five, which is it's much more of a it's lining up to that one. So I'm not sure. And the thing is, with Jin's closed eyes, they are representing that Jin is the what you call just the last, the key, as I think so, the key on this one. So that's why, you know. And I love how they use Jin, because Jin has a an experience in film. So that experience of Jin is actually they he's been using that one is what he learned. The film degree that that he had is the emotions, because it takes so much, to practice, to show what you want to the viewers to feel by just your face. It takes so much, and that's, I think the Jin has done so beautifully also on that one, even though that he have what you call this s- like shown like the less member that they've contributed, but I think so Jin is primarily the main character of this one, and that's what his role, and that is so important. It's like the core on that one. So having that one, the next picture is actually they all seated lining up on the just beside the futon. I think so. That's what it's called, and that makes them the process of the process of I forgot what I'm gonna say. The process of growth is they were just lying down, and now they sit come. It's a process of that they have go on to the next stage, and that's a really good thing to show on the concept photos, just looking into every detail. So the next one is actually with two members, which is Jungkook and RM, and they are correlated even in the HYYH, what you call this era. Like everyone is so connected that they've one person is connected with two members, and that circulates throughout the concept that they release. So that's why in this one, I don't know, I forgot why it is. Because because blood sweat and tears so much, there's a lot of sim going on that one, there's a lot of symbols and everything, and that's why Jungkook and RM is so like, why is they're in the same frame, because it explains when we go on to the blood sweat and tears, but it they are connected, so that's why they're in the same frame. And so doesn't go through the keyboard. So after that one is they show RM's version, and then Jungkook, you know, and then they have Jimin and Sugas now because they also connected in Blood and Sweet. I wanna tell you about it, but we're still gonna explain it on the Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Just make it. It is so done. Blood, Sweat, and Tears just so. it is, it comes like a novel. Like Wings is just so, like, it can be a book in itself. It's just so perfectly done. It is. What's the, yeah, it actually, well, album can be just like a book, because I have Wings album already. I think I've already bought all the albums of BTS. That's how I am. So so after that one, they have the two members, which is Jimin and Suga. They are connected. Even it is also showed in the album design in the music video, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. So we go on to that, and the next one is V and J Hope, which is actually con- also connected. I don't want to go on into that one, but after that one, we have the solo member, which is Jane. That's why I said he is actually the main character of this, what you call this era, Wings. So that's why. And then now we're going through the track. We're actually watching again. So see, I've been talking 31 minutes just on the album itself. So that's how passionate I am in reviewing this Wings album. I tell you. So I think so that just so that what you call this, just so that I am um will take the videos that I'm uploading right now may take an hour just to explain this Wings era. It is so. So on the first track, they have the intro, Boy Meets Evil. So we go on through that one and stop on this one, because I think so it will come into an hour already. So having that one in the first, they have, as I said earlier, they have already teased the name of the intro, which is Boy Meets Evil. It is, they put it on the Fire and Save Me music video at the end of that one, just to tease what is coming next, and that is Boy Meets Evil. And it is also beautifully, what you call this, it is so beautifully connected to the concept of the song, which is actually their experiences of firsthand the word temptation, and that's why it is called literally Boy Meets Evil. That's why it is. But I'm not sure why, of all the members that could have done that track, J Hope is the one who've done that track. But I couldn't say it's just a question in my mind, so I'm not sure if it's gonna be answered. But less, I think so. I'm not sure. But so we go on to the intro, Boy Meets Evil, and love how they done that one connected to Lie. I, as I've said, it's one of my top threes, I think so, of performances of BTS. That performance in Mama, I think so, Mama, they done that one. It is so beautifully done. So that's why. Where is the Boy Meets Evil? What? So actually, the Wing short film, they have actually released that first before they go on to the intro itself, because that short film represents the, like, telling the story and the concept of the album, and the song of the each of the members that will sing on this one. But we're gonna tackle on each short film, on each song that we're gonna, so the next video that we're gonna talk about is actually the Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And after that one, we first go on through Jungkook, which is the begin. So first, we're gonna have the Boy Meets Evil comeback trailer. So let's go. This is so exciting. Like, to watch it and hear it again for a long time. You know. It is so let's go. The logo is still been iconic for a long period of time.
My scene was not specifically this or that, but consisted of having shaken hands with the devil. The devil held me in his clutches. The enemy was behind me.
And that's what introduced Boy Meets Evil.
어두워져가 내 미래의 빛 지기 어린 사랑의 이른 꿈의 길내 야망의 도끼 매어 칼을 갈았지 뭐 참을 수 없는 내 욕심에 칼을 묻어져 알고 있었다 이 사랑은 악마의 또 다른 이름 손을 잡지 마 외쳤지만 쳐버렸지 내 양심을 날이 갈수록 느끼는 날카로운 실드 현실에 지겨불게 묻은 비트 생각 못했지 그 욕심이 지옥을 부르는 나팔이 터지는 숨이 차오르고 뒤틀린 현실에 눈 감는 매일 밤 울리는 비극에 오르고 But 이 죄 벗게 그걸 잊는 게 당초에 포기가 안 돼요 그 소리 너무 달콤했기에 연애지 서버려진 미래 깨어나고 볼 땐 이미 사방인지를 건드릴 수 없는 매성주의 시선들 기적을 외쳐 현실을 미치도록 좋았지 달콤함에 중독된 병신 그래 병신 놓치기 싫어 쌍마의 손길을 Too bad But it's the sweet It's the sweet It's the sweet Too bad But it's the sweet It's the sweet It's the sweet Too bad But it's the sweet It's the sweet It's the sweet Too bad But it's the sweet It's the sweet It's the sweet It's the evil It's too evil. It's too evil. Yeah, it's so evil.
Okay, I think that's it. That's it for the intro. But wait. Why did you? Okay, so the Boy Meets Evil, the actually um they introduce the term that they are using, the temptation. This one is not much more of the what we commonly known as the temptation of, much more of they are relating this one to the temptation of having too much, and that's why on it is so timely that they introduces that they have the sneak peek, as I've said earlier, in the music video Fire and Save Me, because that too also can be connected to what they're talking about in this album, which is actually the fire is what keeps them, and that's the dream that they are chasing, the passion on that one. But if it's like too much, as they said, too much is not good, and that's how you greed, and as in the lyrics of the song, it makes you a sinner on that one, and that's what they are portraying, the evilness, the temptation on the term that they use on this album. It's much more of if they can eat, if they can swallow what they can eat, that's the correct term. And that's really the a relatable phrase, as they always been using that one. is if the theme that they're chasing is just so that they are aiming so high, but is the bar that they are receiving, it's less than that. And that's what they've also their thoughts in their mind in having this album. If this one can be successful than the one before, and that's what the all of like all the artists are worried about, if the success, if this becomes a success. And also the meaning of, as I've said, the success before the album, like before the last album that they've done, is the bar itself, how you graded the success, if you if you gone to that one. So that's another quite topic. So before on this one, that's why it does on the boy meets evil. So is it just too much? And I love also how they use RM, because the other artists, they use the, I think so, the voice that is can be like known for their throughout their album release, which is of RM, is usually the one who's what you call it, who's been narrating their, like this one, like the what you call it, the spill that they need to tell in order to give off the concept of the album. And they've been using RM as, and is also the one who's only known how to speak English by that time, and also the leader that represents them. So it's actually a good thing that they've used RM through having this one, to spill. I'm not sure if it's the correct term, but it's the spill. If you go on through the MC, it's the spill that's what they go on to the term. It's this one. And that was, and I love how the Blood, Sweat, and Tears is also connected to a novel as we go on reacting to Blood, Sweat, and Tears again. It is so. But I love how it is, like, it is so done on this one, boy. And I love how the music video itself shows the darkness and how it goes on through, because it represents the concept of the album. And as J-Hope goes on this one, because I think so, I don't know, is that the correct answer? That's why they have J-Hope on this track, is known as the, I think I've already like said this one, is known as the sunshine of the group. And that's why it is so essential, like it is so to have the light built, but when the dark touches the light, it just makes it eye catching. Like it is so, it gives off the importance of light. If the first who touches the light have touch, that dark touches it first, so it gives off the importance. So that's why I think so that J-Hope is the one who done the track. But it also depends who's what you call this. It's not just the timing and the concept of that one, but is this the right person to do the track? So that's also good, you know. And then having this one, so as it go on through the song, you see that because of childish love, I lost my way of dream, and that introduces the, as I've said, the word that they use on the temptation is much more of having more than you can, that having what's the term again? I forget what I've said. Having like eat, then you can swallow. That's the term. I think so. That's the term. Always like forgot things that is important, but the things that are not important, I actually remember it. You know. So I think the thing is that's why there's a light on the room, even though that it's dark. It's actually like you know the light and dark, and that comes off even though that you know that there's the dark. You pursue in doing that, in going through the darkness, because as I've said, it's much more of a life. Like there's times that there's never been always been light, but there's always been that sometimes darkness comes on, and that's what part of life. And that's what also on this one, like as the life goes, and it is like you really need to go through this, you know. But it's the thing is that's why it's too bad, but it's too sweet. It's just he already knows that it's too evil, the on this one, but like even though he goes through, because he needed to go through this process, as I've said. So that's why that introduced the concept on this one. It's like saying that they need to go through these, times to grow, and that's the basically the essence of the this album, is the process of growing, so that's why we go on through this one. So we're gonna stop in Boy Meets Evil intro, and I'm very excited because I need time on the other track, because it's just there's a lot of things happening, and it's just so good. It's just so wonderfully good. And I think there's a lot of also theorists shown in YouTube or other YouTubers, the BTS armies have done this wonderfully also explained, but having through this one, so that's why I could really, share what my mind, thought of this one. It's just like when I first hear this album, that it just makes me um engage on this one. It's like when I first heard the Blood, Sweat, and Tears, it it made me go deep and really search what the album is, because it's just so many that this Wings era gives you. That's why I said this is a total package and a masterpiece. The Wings is, and I've really missed of having BTS done this kind of masterpiece. But this is like I couldn't really complain, because right now they've also dwelled in through like the map of the persona is also a wonderful era, and that is another topic to discuss. And it's just so that the bad thing in the era of map of the soul comes off with the COVID. So that time, like they're rushing things because COVID is there, and they don't have any promotion to do because of the restriction of the COVID. So that's why I think so. If there's no COVID, I think Map of the Soul has been the second one that comes off another masterpiece as this Wings. You know, so that's my opinion also. So don't forget to comment any insights on this one, because I think there's still a lot to talk about this topic, and it's just not gonna end. And I love having that one. So So please comment down below, and don't forget to like the video if you like it, and don't forget to check out my YouTube channel and subscribe on it, and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm gonna upload. So having that one, I've also have other artists that I've reacted and reviewed. Please check it out on my YouTube channel. There's a playlist there, depends on the artist that you're looking for. So mainly it's there and everything. Please check it out, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye.